Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we're gonna take a look at Gill and the season changes for him, the definitive update. And Gill actually got a lot of changes. Some of them are really good, some of them kinda confuse me, so let's go through with them step by step. The first change is the addition of two new moves per se. These are the charged heavy punch and the charged overhead, or like the forward heavy punch. And this is the change that we saw in the trailer. The idea here is that they are giving Gill meterless ways to induce the burn and the freeze effect, right? Like that is the point. Now they are good, but I was under the impression that maybe his charged heavy would be kind of like Urian's, where he would be able to get a grounded combo after, but as you can see it spikes the opponent down to the floor, which is interesting. Now obviously in the corner you can juggle into it, right, and this will lead a meterless combo that sets up a burn, and obviously like on the next hit you can get a lot more damage here. So we have seen the Gill combos previously obviously, so they're kinda alright, but also somewhat underwhelming if I'm being completely honest. Now one good thing about this charged heavy punch is that it is blossom block. So a lot of Gill players like to use standing heavy punch as a pressure combo, or a pressure option I should say, and because this is charged and it's +2, you are in throw range, so you get to throw Kami after, something like this, which is not bad. Like this is a decent pressure option I would say. And the cryo drop, which is the forward heavy punch, the overhead, this is still -2. Obviously the regular one is -8, but now you have a safe overhead, which is nice. Next up, let's talk about his standing medium kick, because this got the Kami standing medium kick treatment, where it's now totally abusable. It's -2 on block, and it is decently fast, and they reduced the hurt box, so it's even harder to whiff punish. So they made this one a lot better. It's a really good poke now. And then there are a couple of changes to his other normals and how they interact with the retribution mechanic. Now these two normals are the standing heavy kick, and this one got a lot of buffs actually. If the opponent is on fire, you used to do this, it would send them flying away, but notice this Kami is like reeling back in slow motion, which allow Gill to combo. Gill is at +23, which means that Gill now gets full dash up combos here, or obviously you can go for the crouching heavy punch combos if you want. This is pretty good. This is a pretty good buff for him. The other one is the Pyro Quarrel kick. This is obviously the ice move, and the forward heavy kick is the fire move. And this one is a little bit of a buff in my opinion. It's a buff, but it's also a nerf. The buff here is that if the opponent is on ice and you happen to land it, again you do get grounded combos. You are at a +22 advantage, so here you will be able to get some combos, which is nice all things considered, right? But the issue with this change is that it messes with his V-Trigger 2 and the sequences he could do, because a lot of the times Gill would activate V-Trigger 2 and go for use the quarrel kick for like resets here, where he would like use it and then you will get launched, kinda like that, and then he would like jab into the knee to kinda switch side, make it ambiguous. This doesn't exist anymore, right? Because this doesn't launch them now, he lost some of the V-Trigger 2 setups. Obviously you do get like grounded combos now, which is good, but yeah, you did lose some of the V-Trigger 2 setups. Next up we got the penalty kick. This is the crouching target combo. This is now super cancelable, and it's pretty consistent from my experience. It's a little bit more damage if you have super, so this is a nice quality of life change. Now there are two other quality of life changes. The first one is to his the shoulders, pretty much in the corner now. This is gonna be more consistent. Maybe in the previous seasons this could have gotten under Kami, but this doesn't happen anymore, and they will be consistent, so that's good. And they also made the medium EX Pyro and Cryokinesis launch the grounded opponents. Now these only work on a standing opponent, so I'm not sure like what is the point of this one, but maybe there is a couple of like combos or like resets where you can use this at. Maybe something like this can be done. Not really sure what can you do with that, to be honest. I still need to lab this further to find out what actually is the point of this. Now they did change his V skill 1 quite a lot, quite substantially actually. They increased the advantage on hit and on block, so when this happened to land now, Gill will be a lot more plus, right? You will be able to get much better follow-ups here, which is obviously really good. Now they also made it so that it would be better at hitting opponents who are in the air. There is an explosion now when the attack lands. This is pretty much to like increase the hit stun, and one of their biggest changes is that he can cancel into this out of any of his EX moves. So you can do like an EX elbow and then cancel it into the ice and use this as a meaty. I like this because, for example, if the opponent happened to like back rise here, you're pretty much setting up a pressure sequence, and like that's pretty nice, right? It's always good to be able to have setups like that. I'm sure the Gill players will come up with a lot of setups and a lot of set play for that. It's very good. Another thing which is actually pretty nice is that you can use regular fireballs with the V skill 1 on the screen. So this means that once you have the V skill out, you can still normally fireball, and this is great because this will allow you to do stuff like that, which is some heavy duty zoning, right? But you're covering almost all angles. Against some characters, I'm sure this could be difficult to get around. So yeah, that is a pretty good change. Powerful zoning. And finally, they did change his V-Trigger 2, so that now it actually hits twice. So now when you do the delay freeze lance, which is like this is 2 hits. I assume this is to negate some characters being able to armor through. And yeah, they said reduce instance where the opponent would receive the ice status when the attack was cancelled out. So maybe like when the attack is on its way out, you don't get freeze anymore. I haven't seen an instance where this came into play. Everything about it seemed normal to me, but we'll have to wait and see. And that's pretty much it for Gill. I don't know. I really don't know, because his changes, while they are decent, they didn't address a lot of the main issues with Gill. One of the main issues with Gill, for example, was his anemic crouching light punch and him not really having good counter hit conversions. This didn't really change at all. They made his standing medium kick better, which is good. His punishment on like a crush counter was still kind of lacking, so it's a good changes to him. I don't know with the V skill 1 change would people still use it over the parry. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how Gill will end up be. I expected a little bit more, to be honest, but we will have to wait and see how it plays out. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. We will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.